Welcome back, everybody. So this is our fourth tutorial on learning to use GeoGebra, and today we're going to create a regular hexagon. So a regular hexagon has 6 equal sides and 6 equal interior angles. So I've already got us in the geometry perspective, and I've gone to options, and for labeling I've selected all new objects. So to get started, what we want to do is select point from the toolbar menu, and we want to create a point that represents the center of the regular hexagon. And then we'll also create another point that'll represent one of the outside points of the regular hexagon that'll connect 2 of the sides. And from there, we want to go to create a circle, a center through point. And so we want to center on A and create a circle that goes through point B. And we want to do the same thing, creating a circle centered at B that goes through the point A. And you can see that we have 2 points of intersection, and those will also represent points that will connect sides of the regular hexagon. So let's go ahead and create those points by using the intersect tool. Alright, so now let's think about what we've got here. So the distance from point A to point B represents the radius of the circle centered at point A. And the distance from point B to point A, and of course those two distances are the same, represents the radius of the circle centered at B. But let's look at point C up here. That also, the distance from B to C, also represents the radius of the circle centered at B. So we can see that all of those two sides are equal. So A to B and B to A, of course, are equal. It's the same thing. And that's going to equal the side when we connect points B and C. And same argument holds if we connect B to D. That's still equal to the radius of the circle centered at B. So we can continue this process to create all of the sides of the regular hexagon, and they'll all be equal to the radius of these circles that are centered on one of the given points, and all of those radius are going to be equal to each other because we're connecting, always connecting the center of one circle back to one of the other points that represents one of the centers of one of the other circles. So let's see how that works by creating a circle centered at point C, coming back to point A. So that's now created another intersection point, which we'll create. And we'll notice that if we connected a line segment from point C to point E, that would be equal to the radius of the circle centered on C. So let's continue this process. We'll create a circle centered on point E, going through the point A. Create the point of intersection, and we'll do it one more time, centered on point F. Create the intersection point. So now we have all the points that will connect the sides. So let's just go ahead and make line segments that will define the sides. And then we'll go ahead and create the hexagon using the polygon tool. Again, whenever we use the polygon tool to create a polygon, we always want to go in the counterclockwise direction. Close on point D, and there you go. We've created our regular hexagon. And so we can do a drag test. We've got 2 points that we can move around. One is point A, and the other one is point B. And we can't really do anything with any of the other points because they're all fixed by the intersections of these circles. which are tied to how big the radius is from A to B, which were the original 2 points that we started with. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to make all of the circles that were used in the construction but are not part of the regular hexagon. We want to make them invisible. So to do that, there's quite a few circles now compared to what we've been working with in the past. We're going to use a new trick. So what we want to do is you want to select one of those circles, hold down the Control key, and select all of the other circles that you want to change the visibility on. Once you've done that, right-click and click on Show Object. And that changes the visibility property for all of those circles at one time. So that's very convenient, especially when we have much more complicated shapes. So now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and show all of the interior angles. So we can see that they're all equal to 120 degrees as expected. And so we want to go and change the labeling there to clean it up a little bit again, only show the values and not the names. And so now I'll use that same trick. I'll select all of these angles at one time by holding down the Control key and selecting the angles, right-clicking. I'll go to Object Properties, and instead of showing name and value, I'll just show the value. There you go. And so now I can change the position of those to put them in an area where they're more visible. Okay, and then I also will go ahead and select the sides by once again holding down the Control key until all the sides are selected. I'll right-click, Object Properties. I want to show the object, but I just want to show its value. So that'll give me the value of all of the sides. And you can see that all of the sides are equal. Once again, what we expected if we did our construction properly. And so we can once again select either point A or point B, change the length of our sides. You can see that the angles will not change. And there you have it. So we've constructed a regular hexagon. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Go ahead and give it a try, and I'll see you again next time.